And no one to behind. So your Torah will forever pierce the heart. Be Messiah and return to the words we love to learn. For we'll never feel complete when we're apart. A tiny ray of hope soon begins to show. When Israeli says Chazara is the key to help you grow. To gain clarity and cheshek, you must constantly review. And you love to learn Gemara when the words speak back to you. With Chazara of his learning, his spirit is revived as the words of Torah penetrate and slowly come alive. His excitement is rekindled, and he's steiging with his peers. He can finally feel that passion that was lost for all those years. The Haran
Chavra, Bezrat Hashem, make it sweet for us again. Atfila B'Shem Kol Yisrael. 4. Eliezer Rafal ben Sarah Sima. Pesach Reuven ben Yosef Sarah Bacha Bas Yehudis. Yonah Bas Basa Shir Bas Basa Svi ben Chana, and every neshama in Klal Yisrael. Everything is for the good. Help us set aside all of our own wishes in favor of your will. Let us have no other desire in the world except that that our will should always be your will. Bring us to know that Hashem is God, and that divine mercy and justice both come from one source. Let us understand that no matter what may happen to us, everything is for our good. Let us bless you for everything as good and beneficent. The way people will bless you in the future, as it is written, I will praise Elohim when God deals with me through his attribute of justice. I will praise Hashem when he deals with me through his attribute of mercy. That's a pasuk. Don't know where. Let us raise and restore the fallen kingship to its place, and let your kingship be revealed to all the world. Let the power of the evil be shattered, and let the dominion of the idolaters over us and all your people, Israel, be broken and destroyed, and you, Hashem, will rule alone over all your works. Hashem, our master of the world, do you know that we could attain all these levels with the help of the true Tzaddikim, which we'll be speaking about tonight? Therefore, we appeal to you to reveal the true Tzaddikim of this generation. Show us who they are and help us come close to them, so that with their help, we can achieve everything we have asked of you. Bezrat Hashem Chavra, Halach Halamaisa. The candles should be positioned in one row of equal 8, not one candle high and another one low. There should be a space between each light so that the flames do not draw close to one another, which would give the appearance of a torch, which we learned earlier. With wax candles, there should be enough space between each one so that it should not be heated. They are not heated by one another, causing the wax to drip and the candles to be ruined. If one filled a dish with oil and placed wicks around its perimeter, then if he covers it with a vessel that has separate openings for each wick can be counted as one light. But if he did not cover it with a vessel, then it is not even counted as one light, because it is similar to a torch. Regarding a lamp that has 2 or more openings for wicks, 2 people should not light, even if on the first night of Hanukkah, because it will not be evident how many lights have been lit by each person. So in this case, it says in the footnote, it appears that the extra candles were added for the additional nights, not for other people. Although this is not a concern on the first night, since each person kindles only one light, nevertheless, since it is an issue on the subsequent nights, it should not be done on the first night either. However, in pressing situations, one may use such a lamp for two people on the first night. Additionally, the Mishnah Berurah writes that it is common practice for two people to light the two opposite ends of an 8-branch menorah. Since it is this way, it is clear that it is being shared by two people. Bezrat Hashem. Chavra halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'maisa. All right, so part 2, Sicha 93, clinging to the tzaddik emes, something that we're all craving. It's a constant search. It says, a pasuk in Mishlei, it is written in Chavra. This is like a really, really, really deep one, and we have to try our best to be here right now. Right now, 9:07, the 6th of Cheshvan. It was just the Hilul of the Pietzesna. He works at the Pietzesna. What a Geshmak Torah we learned yesterday. What a Geshmak Torah. That's a Shem. Torah. Okay. It is written in Mishnah, he who harps on something separates a prince. What does that mean? So Rashi, wow, thank you. We should do this every single night. I forget. It's my fault. But really, we should open up the Shir, Tzilah B'Shem Kol Yisrael, Kavod Shabbos. But really, just a huge, huge thank you to the Tzaddikim, to Hashem, for planting the Tzaddikim in our generation and the generations before us. It's just unbelievable. We're able to understand a little bit what's going on here because of the Tzaddikim. Really, it's mamish unbelievable. Unbelievable. So thank you to all the Tzaddikim in the past, all the Tzaddikim now that are revealing Torah to us, bringing the Torah down to our levels in a way that we could understand, that we could read. So Rashi writes that he who harps, what does that mean? Is one who is vengeful and vindictive, right? Wanting to have revenge, harping on what another does to him. Through this, he separates a prince. He separates a prince because that is the second part of this pasuk, right? We'll read the pasuk again. He who harps on something separates a prince. So he who harps, one who is vengeful, right, who wants revenge, is seeking revenge, desiring, separates a prince. What does this mean? He separates himself from Hashem, who is the Lord and the Prince of the universe. This refers to an ordinary individual. A sage, however, we're talking about a sage, we're clinging to the tzaddik emes. That's the title of the Sicha. A sage, however, has a duty to be vengeful and vindictive, as the Gemara teaches in Yoma 22b. Every sage who is not vengeful and vindictive, like a snake, is no scholar. Wow, I'm working on my English right now. My pronunciation, right? So is no scholar if he's not showing this vengefulness and this vindictiveness. Okay? This is, we're talking about tzaddik over here, not an ordinary person. So what does this mean? What does this Gemara mean? Right? We're saying that before, ordinary person, right? You're separating yourself from Hashem. You're separating yourself from the prince. And now it's saying here, if you're not doing this, then you're no scholar. Talking about a sage. The above verse speaks of the vengeful and vindictive sage who can divide the thousands into hundreds. That's what we're speaking about last time, right? The light through 1,000 worlds, a light that shines through the 1,000 worlds. And tzaddik is able to take the 1,000 worlds and simplify it into hundreds. Bring that light in a way that we could understand, the way that we could grasp it. So this verse is speaking of the sage who could do this, right? Could take the thousands and divide it into hundreds. So he who harps on something separates a prince. So Aleph over here means 1,000, right? Aleph. So thus, he who harps on something, the vengeful and vindictive sage, separates the thousands, divides the thousands into 100. So and and aluf is a leader of thousands. So an elf means thousands, and aluf is a leader of thousands. Does aluf mean a leader? Does aluf mean leader? One sec. So an aluf is a leader. Okay, let's try this again. He who harps on something separates a prince. Aluf. Is a prince aluf? Here, let's see this. One sec. Oh, this is so good. All right, so maybe I'm reading it wrong with the English. So let's go weiter. So thus he who harps on something, the vengeful and vindictive sage separates the thousands, divides the thousands into hundreds. Okay. So the Gemara teaches if you see a sage who is vengeful and vindictive, like a snake, bind him around your waist. Right. So this is in Gemara Shabbos 63a. So Rashi explains you will eventually derive benefit from his scholarship. Right. So we're talking about the sage, the leader of thousands, is able to divide those thousands into hundreds. Right. So if the Gemara in Yoma said the sage that does not do this, does not have this vengefulness and vindictiveness. Let's just say revenge. Let's just say revenge. I can't pronounce that word. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. So the Gemara in Yoma says that a tzaddik, a sage who's not like this, right, is no scholar, right? But so a sage has to be like this. So it says in Shabbos that we have to bind ourselves around the waist of the sage who is vengeful and vindictive. So such a vindictive sage can divide the great light into portions, separating the thousands into hundreds. Therefore, you'll eventually derive benefit from his scholarship, for without him, the light is so great that you will not be able to grasp it. This is big. For without him, without the sage, the light is so great that you will not be able to grasp it, right? Taking the light from thousands into hundreds in a way that we can understand. There's a logical reason why only a vengeful sage can divide thousands into hundreds, but it is very deep indeed. But why is this so big, Chabra? Why is this the biggest thing? Because one who understands this concept, this idea, can bring the dead back to life. Says Rabbi Nachman, one who understands it can bring the dead back to life. Understanding the logical reason why only a vengeful sage can divide thousands into hundreds. Right? This is a very deep concept, since Rabbi Nachman, but one who understands this can bring the dead back to life. He's the one the Gemara speaks of when it states a time will come when tzaddikim will resurrect the dead. This is in Pesachim. One who understands it truly understands death. When one divides the thousands into hundreds, he brings the thousand into the hundred and makes from death hundreds. 1,000 is Aleph, letter Aleph. Death is Maves. Bring the Aleph into Maves, right? Because Mem Vav Tet Tough, right? You have Maves. You bring the Aleph into that, and you have Mem Aleph Vav Tough. You have hundreds. Maves. Ma'os, hundreds. Wow, Samson. Birthday boy Samson. Birthday boy Samson. I think this is one of the harder ones. But Baruch Hashem, we have you. So we have the birthday boy. And we need a birthday bracha. But anyways, Rav Rosenfeld says like this. The word 1,000 is Elf. The same letters as Pella. Pella means a marvel, a wonder. Something that is above our conception, something that is too deep for us. Right, the 1,000 worlds, the light of the 1,000 worlds that shines bright in the 1,000 worlds. This tzaddik who divides this into hundreds is able to bring life to what is dead. Rav Nachman says when we understand this idea of the seed vindictive and vengeful, right? You understand and perform Tikkun Meitim. Perform, right? Not making it out. Can bring the dead back to life. Take someone whose mind and heart are dormant, someone who does not learn, a person who does not understand. This tzaddik can bring life to this person because he has the power of Tikkun Meitim. How? By dividing this 1,000 into hundreds. Now the word for hundreds is ma'ot. The word for 1,000 is Aleph. Also spells the letter Aleph. To make ma'ot, with that Aleph, you have to start with the word maves, which is death. When you put the Aleph in Maves, like we just learned, you create the word Ma'os. This tzaddik can convert these thousands to hundreds and bring life hundreds instead of death. Bezrat Hashem Chabra, send a picture of that and to the chat. And wow, what a piece. What a piece. Questions, comments, please feel free. Still trying to understand this middle part, the Aleph and the Aluf. And Aluf is a leader of thousands. What's an aluf, Samson?
Aluf is a general, but it's a leader. And the aleph is as it says by Adar. It's just a single example that I can think of, but it's always Adar is Aleph Dar, Alufo Shel Olam Dar, to make a place for the master of the universe, to the head general of the whole world. And what I think it means when we say that we have to bring the Alufo Shel Olam into the Mavet and give it life and bring it Me'ot, is if we bring everything down to all those things, the Ma'ot, the hundreds, and the Aluf, the Elef, the thousands, and we bring it down to just the Aleph, we realize that it's all one. If we know that in the aspects of Mispar Katan, in Gematria, in the numerical values, there's an aspect, a level of numerical values where all numerical values are calculated according to the ones column. Therefore, and so too, there's a different type of calculation where all calculations are done in the tens column and the hundreds and the thousands, meaning you can have like this calculation, just to give a meforat for people who don't know. If you're calculating according to the tens column, I believe the way I understand it is, let's say you have the letter chet, the letter 8, so you calculate it as 80. Or let's say you calculate a hundreds column, you say, okay, calculate the letter chet, okay, 800. The 10,000s column, you calculate the letter chet, you calculate 80,000. And so too for every letter has their, but it also goes the opposite way, meaning if you calculate the letter kuf in the ones column, it's not 100, it's 1. And the tens column, it's not 100, it's 10. So if we calculate into that system and we go everything to the ones column, you'll see that it all comes down. Both the me'ot, they start with 1, and the elef, they start with 1. And we have to understand that when we're talking about proper life and proper way of living and the proper bringing of Hashem into this world, one of the most basic and one of the hardest ways, sometimes basic is not so easy, to do this is to bring things down to this one's column. To realize there's nothing but Hashem and Ein Od Milvado. I missed the first half of the whole shir, so what I could be saying could be totally in a different world. Mamash, now we're talking
Mama, I
about.
don't even know what I was saying too, so it's okay. You make sense. I don't.
But all I'm saying is, if we're comparing the word of Mavet, which is what I was here for, the word of Mavet, or the words of Me'ot and Elef, that the way we take away Mavet is by bringing the Aleph, the Yechid, to make it Me'ah. We have to make a Me'ah, we have to make 100 brachas in a day. So the Me'ah 100 brachas in a day is also this idea of, is another idea of bittul. Because you have the one that's in the beginning, then you have two zeros. You say, okay, there is singularity, there's a singularity. And in order to make that singularity so much more present in my life, I'm not going to distance myself. I'm going to take the I out of the equation, the I that is me, the me out of the equation. And when I think I've done it enough, I've taken the me out, I'm going to go back and think, okay, how can I do better? How can I take me out even more? How can I be less egotistical? How can I help those around me even more? Okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm helping them out. You know, sometimes we think helping out people is just by us doing things for others. But I realized this tonight, just now while we're speaking about something else that's going on later, that sometimes being less and helping out other people is not by doing things for them, but rather sometimes people want to help you out. And when you allow people to help you, you yourself are helping them. It says in the Gemara at the end of towards the end of Masechet Ketubot, which we just learned in Daf Yomi, we just finished.
Tuvot.
We just finished in Daf Yomi. Baruch Hashem. And it says towards the end and throughout a few times in the middle, and then more towards the end it talks about it, that a person should allow one to help him. It's very important to allow your friends who want to help you to help you. You can't stop them from helping you. You shouldn't stop them. When a friend offers you help, you shouldn't say, no, I can't have help. When a friend offers you, hey, come over, let's talk. Or hey, here's a nice bagel. I had extra bagel from the breakfast at Kiddush that I made, or here's a bowl of cholent, or whatever it is. And you were hungry, but you weren't expecting your friend to give you his food or whatever it is. Or his whatever, name an item that you want, that you enjoy, that you don't expect others to give you, but you would do for yourself. And your friend offers you. And this also helps them, and this is also a form of bitul. This is also a form of that zero that's at the end of the 100. I don't know if any of this makes sense, or if all of it makes perfect sense, or if none of it makes sense, but maybe one aspect maybe makes one sense, and that's enough.
Rams, I just want to keep going. Hi, Rabbeinu. Hi, Rav Chef. Rav Chef, happy birthday. Chef,
Bless
happy
us all
birthday.
that
What?
bless us all, even though it's an English birthday, but I bless us all that we can be able to help ourselves by helping others and by allowing others to help us.
Amen. Gewaldic. Rabbi, be well. Have fun tonight. Send pictures. Love you, bro. You're the best.
Maybe that's-